Bingies, welcome to the BingeWorthy podcast, part of the Geekish Network. My name is Johnny Randolph, and I am one of your hosts. And I've got two exceptional co-hosts with me. My first co-host is Miss Courtney Scott Wright. Courtney, say hello to the people.
Hello, hello.
And my next co-host is Mr. Newt from the Ville, Rakai. Say what's up to the people.
Hello, Governor.
And today we are talking Shadow and Bone. The premise of our show is that we binge watch a series to let you know if you should. Shadow and Bone, it premiered on Netflix. It has 8 episodes and a runtime of approximately an hour. Shadow and Bone is based off the novels by Lee Bardugo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Shadow and Bone, the trilogy, and Six of Crows, the duology. And in season 2, Elena Starkov is on the run, a beacon of hope to some and a suspected traitor to others. She's determined to bring the Shadow Fold and save Ravka from ruin. But General Kurgan has returned to finish what he started. So at this juncture right now, our crew, we are going to rate it for our initial rating. So Rodney, tell us, how did everybody rate Shadow and Bone? All right, I see we got 2 full meals. Okay, we got 2 full meals and a full binge out. All right, that gives us, let's see right here.
Do we know how Senior Chuck rated it?
Not provide a rating.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he finished it.
Yeah, I don't know if he finished it. Yep.
Mm.
That gives us a 4.33. So that's right at a full meal for our cumulative score. All right, cool. Well, let's talk about this series. So in the series, it picks up immediately after the events in season 1. Now, it's an epic fantasy, and for this series, they had to create this fantasy world. Personally, I thought the virtual production got a huge raise in their budget because I noticed a lot of cool things in it. So I'm going to start with you, Rakai. What did you think about the quality of the special effects and the overall look of the show?
I thought the quality was on point for the type of show that we had. If you're comparing it to other shows that we've seen lately, especially in the fantasy genre, I think it was on par with what we've seen, but not as fantastical, which it really didn't need to be. It was a little bit more grounded. I think what was interesting was some of the effects that we saw Alina come up with this year, some effects with General Kerrigan. But besides all that, everything else seemed pretty practical. So I didn't really notice the jump in the digital effects budget, but it seemed on par with what I expected. Like it wasn't below par, I guess,
Okay. What about you, Courtney? How'd you feel about the overall look and quality of the visual effects for season 2?
I definitely agree with you. I think that they did raise the budget bar just a little bit, but I do think they also spent less time with scenes and in the fold that required the special effects. I thought that the majority of change that I saw was in Alina's ability. Elena Starkov. Yeah, Starkov, like just like the spectacle of like the cascading light that was her sun summoner ability. That was beautiful. I thought that was like the major upgrade that I saw. We didn't get to that, and that kind of was a sad point for me that we didn't, because though I liked how they moved the fold forward, we didn't get a whole lot of battles with those creatures per se. We just got his like little like misty men. So that was, like the major battle at the end is where you saw a lot more of the creatures, but still it was the misty men. And I was like, okay.
We didn't get a lot with the Shadow, but I thought inside the fold, I thought it looked pretty cool. I thought it was a big upgrade from last year. Last year was kind of basic to me.
They just didn't spend it. They just didn't spend time there. They weren't in there long enough. I'm sorry, Rakai, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just think that they improved the lighting, that we could see better inside the fold. Like I think the first season, like the fold was dark. Like
it was super dark.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Darkling.
It's like, okay, let's lighten it up a little bit. Let people actually see the monsters.
Right. Agreed.
I agree. It wasn't a need to spend a lot of time there, because as Alina's powers were growing, it's already been displayed how easily she can whoop those monsters in there. So they had to upgrade to something that she was gonna have problems with.
Well, also she upgraded in the sense of like, it's like Luke in between Empire and Return of the Jedi. We just didn't see the upgrade in her like training, because you know what I mean? Like the Darkling and his mother didn't have a chance to, his mother was like caught up, you know what I mean? And she had been, the last time we saw Alina, she had the stag antlers that went down inside. So she embraced the stag ability. But I'm like, where you get all this Jedi training that you know how to create like cuts and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's cool.
And the stag
was literally, but it was literally the same day. You know what I mean? I guess she had a couple weeks on the ship, but I'm just saying, like, come on, girl, where'd that come from? Where was it before?
Well, maybe it was longer. I don't know, because we're just now figuring out, right? And there was a big gap between Empire and Return of the Jedi, apparently.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't have a big gap. She had a ship ride.
And the thing, it did amplify. It's supposed to be an amplifier, right? One of them, they're supposed to, the powers that she had, maybe, they boosted it. And I don't know, man.
Listen, no. I'm not trying to argue with you. You are 100% right, Randy. I hear what you're saying. It's not in the amount of ability. It is in the way you wield that ability that I take issue, because she didn't know how to do that with the basic powers.
Wasn't there like one scene? Wasn't there like one scene where maybe it was Bagra or somebody that taught her how to do a slice thing?
Not in this one. I mean, did she do it last season?
No, there was one scene in there where somebody taught her how to.
And
she was walking with Bagra.
Focus,
sorry, Randy.
focus on your like people you don't. There were little clues dropped in, right? No formalized training. She didn't have the Dagobah sister with Luke, right? She didn't have
that. Exactly. She had the walk. She had the walkabout with Bagra to the old house. You know what I'm saying? To like her daddy's house. And
because there was one where she finally did the little slice thing. She cut something in half and it hit the wall behind her.
Right. Like, that was after the walkabout with Bagra, because Bagra told her, like, you have to be careful with the cuts, because the cuts are also a part of dark energy. It's just like trying to create the Murzoff. So don't do the Murzoff. The cuts are those are a little bit easier, I would say, and not quite as dark, but they still come from within that dark place. So
yeah, she was definitely using her Sith powers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Good special effects, a little better, right? Not necessarily Marvel quality, right? But it was an upgrade to what we had.
I agree.
Season 1. I feel like they threw them a lot of extra dollars.
I agree.
I like the look on it. So let's talk about it. So many of the same actors from last season, they show up in season 2 with some additional actors. So I'm gonna start with you, Courtney, then we'll transition over to you, Rakai. What'd you think about the quality of acting for this cast for season 2?
Oh, I thought it was great. I thought the acting was really strong. Honestly, a lot stronger than the first season, I would say. I mean, the Crows are always my favorite. Like, the Crows never disappoint. And the addition of Wylan, he was so cute. I loved him and his little bombs. I was like, you better go ahead. Nobody would hurt him. He was so smart. And the fact that he's the one that saved them from outside the dojo, like, he was a
We're
cool
giving them
character.
all kind of names. We're ready. Star Wars, the Dojo. Go ahead.
You know, but I mean the ladies,
No, I got
the
you. I got you.
Nayar was her name. But in her little house, what else you gonna call that other than the
I don't
dojo? She
know.
was
I mean,
badass.
it's a fantasy world. And I got you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but I would say that was a great addition. The only one I think that stayed the same, kind of plateaued, and that, to be fair, really wasn't his fault, was Nina's boyfriend who was
Now.
stuck in jail.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, he didn't have any powers, right?
He didn't have, I mean, he didn't, well, no, he didn't have any powers, but he couldn't act in the first season. And it looks like he still can't act in the second season. But to be fair, we didn't get to spend as much time with him because he never got out of jail, which I took issue about that. Everybody said, we're going to come back for him. We're going to come back for him. I know she went back several times, but like he should have ended out of jail.
And that's what I say. Then we didn't have many parts with him, not powers. So we didn't have many parts with him. You know, he was still.
Okay.
If we're
but he didn't have any powers.
What didn't she send him to jail? Isn't that the reason he was in? Okay.
To save his life.
Yeah. Okay.
To save his life.
Ricard, what did you think about the quality we had from the actors in this cast for this season?
I thought the acting was strong. You know, I think one thing about acting too is, you know, if you have great material and subpar, you have, you know, mediocre actors, they can still turn out strong performances. But they had very strong material and they had some strong performances. There's some people, and Courtney's absolutely right. The Crows are my people. I feel like that's my tribe.
Me too. I definitely
we'll talk about them more detail.
Yeah, the Crows are everything. Yeah, and like as a matter of fact, like even some of the additions to, like, I'm a huge Louis Tan fan. So when him and his sister, him and his twin sister,
yeah,
like,
Tamar and
of them.
Toyer.
Yeah, Tamar.
Yeah, Tamar and her brother's name was like Toyer, I think so.
Yeah. Even the establishing of the relationship between Tamar and
Nadia.
Yeah.
Was it Nadia? I think it was Nadia.
Yeah, the Windrender or whatever. Yeah, like, so I love that. So there was a lot of great acting going around. And even somebody who is you know, I guess probably the biggest name on this cast is Ben Barnes. He showed a different side to Kerrigan, like, you know, him kind of being revealed as the Darkling in season 1, but in this season he showed teeth, like he showed grit, like he moved more into real villain territory with this. So, and I kind of like that side of him.
Yeah, man.
See, I'm a.
Let's hold it.
Can I? Okay.
Let's hold it because I got questions specifically about the villainy. So let's hold it and then we'll come back to it. And
it was okay. It was about the villainy.
Visit it anywhere you want, and it's not gonna be long. So since we're talking about the characters and we're talking about the actors, Elena, she is our protagonist for this story. So do we think she's a strong enough protagonist to move this story forward? Courtney, what about you? What do you think? You think Elena is a strong enough protagonist to move this story forward?
In the book, I think so. And I think that the actress, no. So I didn't read the books, but I actually kind of want to. I think that's a tough one because I think the actress did a really good job with what she was given. I do think that the way that this story, the way that this series crafted her, they crafted her in such a way that she needs her team. Do you know what I mean? They crafted her in such a way that the writing made her really kind of dependent upon everyone else. And she wasn't this character that was exceptionally gifted in strategy. She wasn't this character who was an exceptional fighter. She wasn't necessarily like exceptionally knowledgeable of like the fold or the area. Like they didn't even give her an opportunity to like use her map rending skills, which is what she was, a map maker in season 1. So I feel like there could have been more that they used her for other than just being the sun summoner in Santa Elena. You know what I mean? So I would have loved to have seen her do more from the standpoint of the hero per se. I think they kept her quite passively on the fence because she still was that person that was, like she didn't want to kill the fish, the sea wisp or whatever it was. Sea whip. She didn't want to kill him. She was like, no, we can do it without killing the fish. Oh, girl, we don't have time for you to be vegan. I mean, I need you
Out here in these
to
streets,
get
it's
in
dangerous out
there.
here. Yeah, I get it.
Trying to save the world.
I get it. So this show, man, it is definitely YA. And I say it's YA because what would a YA show be without a little love triangle? Elena, she seems to have 2 suitors, that are courting her, maybe even 3. So Rakai, who you rolling with? Who you think is cooler? Team Mal, or was his name Team Nicola? Is it Nicola?
Nikolai.
Nikolai.
That is probably the part of the story that I care the least about. Didn't
No, man.
didn't care about that at all. And like Mal, he been with her all his life. They was 2 little orphans together. He been, you know what I'm saying, BFF since
ride or die.
He didn't just now last week. She seen he had a 6-pack of abs. He just got out the friend zone, and then here come Richard Gere and Pretty Woman. Rode in on his vaunted steed. Stuff like,
yo, his flying airship. Come on now, he had a flying airship. He was a privateer.
Yeah, he's old cool ass Johnny Depp, and then
he was a sexateer. I'm telling you what.
He's the damn prince. Oh, by the way, I'm the Prince of Zamunda out this piece. Oh my God.
Hey, what we gotta expect is this is the YA. It's like, who she's gonna be with? Like, is she with him? It's like Edward and whatchamacallit from like Bella. It's like it's all of them, man.
But here's the thing. Can I go ahead? I'm gonna let you finish.
They did the same shit in season 1 where they had her, you know what I'm saying, roll up like she fell for Kerrigan, because she his appreciation for her newfound powers, and they were almost like kindred spirits or whatever. She forgot about Mal for a little bit.
Well, long bit.
And then all of a sudden he tells her, hey, I'm Thanos. So she's like, oh shit, like, where's my broke ass boyfriend who can find stuff real good, like,
Yeah.
I'm Team Mal if that's the case, but I'm just sick of this shit. I don't care nothing about that. Kill something else. Hell.
Well, I feel like they didn't really. They wanted us to feel like there was a triangle, but she was never interested in Nikolai like that. He was always in the brother zone. He wasn't even in the friend zone. Like, he's straight family. Like, we cool. Like, I respect you. You know what I mean? I may go ahead and marry you, but we both know this is a marriage of convenience. I think if there is a season 3, I think there definitely would be something, even though I don't know what's happening. But I think that in terms of like the quadrangle is what you're trying to get it to be. My problem with General Kerrigan is that he turned into a basic ass boring stalker who was just the creepy dude who didn't know how to take no for the answer. Okay, she don't want you, and then y'all force timing. Like the force timing.
I was like, I want to know, is that in the book? Because it does seem like they took it straight out of
episode 8 and 9.
Yeah,
and I'm
like they did.
The force timing got lost me. I was like, that's all I could think of was they force timing like Ray and old dude. And it pissed me off. And he was whiny, just like friggin' old dude whose name Adam I just don't even care about. Kylo Ren. You know what I mean? He was like General Kylo. He was instead of Kerrigan, he was General Kylo.
So since we've brought him up here, I thought he was a better villain in season 1. So Courtney, you had thoughts about his worthiness as a villain. I'll start with you, then I'll go to Rakai. Did you think he was a suitable villain for this story in season 2?
No, because it's like he was too busy pining. Girl took half your face. Okay, she took half your face, just like Kylo. And you still running around talking about we can still be together. Bitch, can you trust her at any point in life? Are you ever really gonna trust her? And you still trying to be boyfriend, girlfriend? Like up to the very end, at some point, I need you to get mad and try to just go ahead and kill her. Because this it was too whiny for me. I did not care. I wanted him to lose because he was a brat. The girl done told you no, you didn't kill your mama. Like, I don't understand. I can't.
Well, what about you, Rikai? How'd you feel about General Kerrigan as the villain for season 2?
Okay, so I felt better, and I felt that he was stronger this time. Even with everything that Courtney just said is absolutely right. He was a whiny little bitch.
Lord,
He was. He absolutely was. And I thought his stronger scenes were the scenes that did not have her in them. Like he was cruel and ruthless to everybody, including his damn mama. He just cut her damn finger off and shit. Like,
yeah, man, that was tough.
yeah, I was like,
and then turned her into an amplifier, gave everybody a piece of mama.
Yeah, when he rode up on Genius, oh, you gonna run from me after I saved you from certain death? The foe was wrong. Oh, you won't run? Okay, I got something for your ass. Like his better scenes did not involve Alina. All that forced time shit was bullshit. Like every time the scenes that he was in with Alina pissed me off.
Annoyed me.
And to be honest, when you said the villain, to me, he wasn't the villain of this season.
Who you thought was the villain?
Pekka Rollins.
Pekka Rollins. Yeah, Pekka Rollins.
Pekka Rollins.
Pekka Rollins was the G.
Kaz. He's with Kaz and the Crows.
The Crows was against him. Pekka Rollins was the G this season.
And they are. Yo.
The
Queen.
She's
the queen. Bow down.
But
that episode was fantastic.
She was the saint. She was the Duras. She was the Duras with the sword.
Yeah, the Japanese woman, right?
Yeah.
She was a saint that saved Shuhan.
Dope.
Yeah, she was dope all the way through.
Now she's another one of those immortals like Kerrigan. She's been around.
Kerrigan and Alina. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that was Kerrigan.
I wanted her to come into the battle, yo. I wanted her to come in and wield the sword. I want her husband to be like, yo, baby, go ahead.
And let's talk about these fight scenes, because I thought the fight scenes in season 2 were super dope, especially with my girl Inej with them knives. Those 2 scenes she's had with that one dude, and then the scenes that we're talking about with her. So, Courtney, what'd you think about the fight scenes that we had going on out here?
Yo, I am repping the Inej sweater from her universe. Yo, that is my girl.
Yeah,
she came through. She always does. Like, I can't even, like, I bow down to her. That scene when she battled the dude who was the taxidermy guy, and she lost the first one, and then Kaz kind of gave her the encouragement, like, you can beat him, like, find his weaknesses. You know what I mean? When she came back with that second battle, yo, you better go ahead. Even when she had the sword, I will say though, in that last battle, I was like, girl, what you doing? Why you holding that sword all precious like? I'm gonna need you to slice somebody while you waiting for somebody like Double Dutch, waiting for somebody to tag you in. You better go ahead and get in there. I was so mad. It's like I felt like you sidelined your best player over here on the side. But yeah, always Inej. Even Kaz. Yo, even Kaz with that daggone cane. Like, he came through. Even when he gave his cane to Nikolai, I was like, I know about pain. I'm good. You take the cane. It's really just for effect.
Pimp stroll, injured stroll.
He pimp strolled through
the fold. Was like, I'm
good. I can't. Like, the Crows are the truth. And Jesper, don't even get me started.
So Rikai, did you enjoy the fighting scenes, or is there one in particular that sticks out to you?
I echo everything that Courtney just said. Inej, the Wraith, is my girl.
The Wraith.
When she showed back up on the taxidermy, and and then he tried to be a smart ass because he got the best of her barely that first time around, and I know all the places to cut you. She's like, yeah, I know them too, my guy.
I know I'm on YouTube and watch
Yeah,
these skills go to work.
yeah, but the fact that she impaled him on one of the things in there, one of his own
On
things,
the antler.
yeah, and then killed him with the little pin that had Alina.
Santa Alina gave her
Yeah, I was like, that was proper. But Kaz's scene when he showed up to the little gangster's little spot to get
the
some extra,
bar.
and he whooped ass in there. Because really, if you think about through the first season and now, Kaz seemed to be more the mastermind of the crows, but you didn't really think, unless you're very familiar with the material, that Kaz got his hands dirty like that. No, Kaz ain't no punk. It's like everybody else don't do anything. No, he laid hands on them people.
He sure
You
did.
know, and then
All of them.
he told him, he's like, when Pekka Rollins come through that door, you know what I'm saying? Who's the lion you won't stand in the doorway? He's like, yeah, all y'all work for me now. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And you had to think,
Cash show this shit.
why did the crows follow him, right? You like, there's something there that we just haven't seen yet. And when it was in that bar scene, I thought that's when he put those skills of violence on display to let everybody know I ain't no punk.
Yo, the scene,
No,
my favorite scene with go ahead. Huh?
Go ahead, Courtney.
Oh, I was gonna say my favorite battle scene with Jesper was with the Santa Nayar, who did the sword. When she was like, "I'll give the sword to him," knowing that he was a Duras, and she was like, "You could have beat me," And it basically taught him, "You got metal everywhere, your buttons, your shoes, you like you got it." So when he came back through with old girl, when they were all the amplified warriors of Kiergan, and he was out of bullets but came through with them buttons, I was like, see, I see you, Jasper.
Not only that, and he shot her damn
fingers off.
Now ran some shit.
I can't.
What's the difference? And this is me being curious. What's the difference between a Duras and a Grisha?
It is a Grisha.
So
it's just so Grisha is the overall encompassing. They're all Grisha, but then you have the Duras they have the chemical Duras, that's what David was. He was like the alchemy. And then you have the metal Duras, which is what Jesper was. Then you have Alina, who's the sun summoner, and that one. So Grisha is the general title.
All right.
Yeah, Grisha is just mutant. They all X-Men.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then all of them have a different Avatar the Airbender like quality, you know what I'm saying? So
we got some Avatar the Airbender like qualities. The wind, the ship, what they did with the ship was super dope.
The squaller.
Like, oh, the ship,
that's the air one.
The wind, they were like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's fly. That's a combination of like, powers and like engineering, right? I thought that was really cool. So since we're talking about Grishas, we're talking about Duras, we're talking about these crows. So we'll start with you, Raquel. Which crow stood out to you?
I mean, I've already told you how much I'm super fan. I'm a fan of Kaz, super fan of Inej. It's hard for me to say between Inej and Jesper. Like, I don't know. Like, even I think one of the things I appreciated the most was when they went to Shuhan and they went to, the gas put them to sleep. I appreciated the backstory. I appreciated the dream or whatever that not only that Inej had about her relationship with Kaz and where she wanted it to go, but saw eventually that it was never going to go. But the backstory about Jesper and him and his mother and all that, like that, not only illuminated a little bit about his story, but it gave me a different kind of appreciation for him. So I don't know. I really think, which is weird, like, you know what I'm saying? And I hate that they keep doing that. They make all these really interesting, strong black male leads in these YA shows. It's like, okay, Jesper's gay. My favorite dude from True Blood was Lafayette. Like, it's like, why all the black dudes are gay? Does that make them more non-threatening? Like, what is?
Yeah,
The other black dude, they cut his hand off as soon as they could.
But here's the thing. I think in terms of the Nadia's brother, to see the two of them work the wind
That
as
was
one,
Yeah.
when her shoulder was dislocated and he lost an arm, and it was like they each brought something to the party. Yo, I haven't seen anybody do anything like that. You talk about, that's brother and sister unity. They came with it. I was so proud of them. I don't think my brother and I could like win a 3-legged race. So for them,
And in a world where like flight is reserved for animals, right? They don't have airplanes and helicopters. They took a
right.
ship and just using the power of the wind and
No.
do it.
no,
Like,
but even in that final battle where they were using their powers, and I think that was one thing that this series did very well. Not only those two, but the way that Tamar and Toya worked, especially in that first battle that they were in, like
Yeah.
they in sync, like they have been
You wouldn't
fighting
even
like
know
that
they,
together forever.
yeah, you wouldn't even know that they were
They're
heartrenders.
twins.
They're heartrenders though. Like that,
Mhm.
they didn't even barely use their heartrending skills. And I thought they were so awesome in terms of like the new characters, like the two of them and Nikolai. I really liked him. He was really smart. Um,
Mhm.
but Randy, going back to your question about, you asked like which crow was strongest
no, not strongest. Which
or
crow stood out to you
stood
the
out to
most?
me.
Yeah.
Um, Cass, because kind of like what Rakai said earlier, I already knew Jasper was the truth. I already knew Inej, I bow down. But Kaz was the enigma who just was like your like Christian Grey slash like Sherlock Holmes, who always saw the truth in things, but he never really was a warrior per se. So to get his backstory, to see who he was, how he became that, why he doesn't take off his gloves, and how that affected him, the loss of his brother, and then Pekka Rollins, and that whole like storyline. I love that they gave us the backstory of the Crows. I didn't get Nina's story. I'm really looking forward to that story. Maybe we'll get that when she gets Matthias. That's his name. When she gets Matthias finally ass out of jail. But like I really I know we got a little bit of them when they were on the run last season, but I don't really remember. It didn't land. But like I'd say Kaz for me stood out.
And
Yeah, I would have said Kaz, but Kaz's backstory was sad to me, and I think the fact that he was so emotionally closed off when Inej just I mean, you could feel it coming off of her how much she, you know what I'm saying, was into
Him
Kaz.
too. You could
And
feel it coming off of both of them. He was just holding himself back because the idea of letting
yeah,
anybody, of losing
so
someone
as
else.
soon as he could, yeah, just
I
I
think
was
it was a
like,
big deal for him to say stay. Do you know what I mean? Like stay.
yeah,
And I will do this. You know what I mean?
that's
I'll
him saying I
try.
love you, right? That's his I love
Yeah,
you.
that's his I
That's
love
his
you.
and
But
ditto.
when
here's the thing.
Inej said, you know what I'm saying, is that gloves on.
Go through all his demons so he can come back and get his girl. But she also know you got to do that shit alone. So let me go ahead and do what I got to do over here and live this life that is now free. Because I'm not about to, I just got out of one prison. I'm not about to go back into another one. So you work that shit out and then come find me.
Like,
Yeah, I just don't, because as much respect as I have for Kaz, I just don't want to see him pull a Dwayne Wade at the damn wedding. You know what I'm saying? When Whitney's
Wayne
about to,
Wayne. Be like,
yeah,
really?
baby, please.
I love you, Whitley. If you were happy, I love that show.
Yeah.
But anyway, I to bring back a earlier point, Courtney. I like what you said about the backstory. I'm not a big fan of backstory. I'm not, because sometimes I feel like characters should just be, we don't need to understand everything in their past. And I keep going back to, was it the Book of Boba Fett and the
Lord
back?
Jesus, the
That's
Bacta tank.
my Nadar of backstory, because they just did it all throughout. But I thought it was really clever the way they did this one. They were like poisoned, right? And so they're hallucinating. And so we get our backstory from there. It doesn't interrupt the series, right? And we get to learn more about the characters. I thought that was a really cool way of giving us some backstory about the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to Inej's actual backstory. Finding out she had a brother, finding out she has like family out there. That's a little bit, you know what I mean? But I need to know her truth. Seeing her poison fantasy wrapped around Kaz, And Jesper's was like with his mom, you know what I mean? Like his truth of like why he hides his ability. That was the best one. Because then when he thanked her, he's like, I know I was about to die and all, but thank you.
Thank you. And that was
I needed that.
the only one who had that opinion. Like everybody else, it got into their feelings. But for him, he was like, I needed that. Like that.
But no, he was the only one that had a positive story.
Positive story. Yeah.
And which meant like even if he was gonna die, he's like, I'm good. Like I'm okay with who I am. I've accepted who I am. Where everybody else's shit was negative as hell.
I mean, your mom dying, that could be tough too. But like, I felt like his story, it was him dealing with that. Your mom dying at an early age, saving some other people when you grew up without her, that can foster a lot of resentment if you don't take it the right way. So I thought him dealing with that in there and then come back and say, yeah, like I needed that. Thank you for what you did. I thought that was a testament to that character. And that's why I thought it, I really dug it.
Yeah, his was dope.
Yeah. His was the best.
Yeah, so a lot of good things going out there. So what do we think about whatchamacallit's mother, Kerrigan's mother? She played
Madam Hooch from Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
We think about her role as kind of, will we call her a teacher for Elena? Is she
a
like
better mother? It's like she figured out how to be a mother because she didn't do it right for all those hundreds of years with Kerrigan, but let me go ahead and mother you. And she's better with girls.
Maybe that's what it was. She needed a girl. She just didn't know how to raise boys and sis. We never got who his father was, did we?
No, I don't necessarily think that was like.
I don't know. I'm just curious, since
you said. No, I mean, I don't. Yeah, they never really talk about that dude.
I wondered, will we ever get anything like that, or is that even mentioned in the book?
I don't know. I'll have to get the audiobook and see.
I know I wanted to read it too, but I'm like, oh God, it sounds good, but it's so much good stuff out there. Like, where do I fit that into my whole schedule out there?
I mean, it's a series. You know what I mean? Like, I just finished 2 full series. Or like I read like 5 or 6 books in the series, and I needed to take a break. I'm like, I can't read anything right now. I'm burned out.
I felt about Game of Thrones after the first 3. I was like, I gotta get out of Westeros. It's about 2,400 pages. Like I can't be in Westeros no longer. So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say when I got to Westeros, all the ones that were out. So I mean, I think I must have had at least 5,000 pages. Like I don't know how I read them all, but just back to back to back.
I did the first 3 back to back, and I was just like, "Oh God!" I mean, it's good, but it's a little bit too much incest, rape, and murder for me for right now. I need a break. So, this series, it has 8 episodes. I thought episode 8 meandered a little bit, especially at the beginning, and we probably could have seemed like we could have wrapped this up a little earlier. So I'm curious, Rakai, then Courtney, was 8 episodes enough to tell this story? Was it too short, too long? How do you feel?
It was enough. I think I agree with you. It probably could have been wrapped up in 7. The weird thing about it was that I remember doing this like after they killed Kerrigan, and that whole thing was done. I remember I hit my controller and I was like, wait, why is there so much damn show left? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is they gonna talk about now? Like, I was so confused. I was like, wait, there's still a whole
40 minutes to go with this thing.
I was like, and you're right, it did meander, and I thought that the producers or whatever, they probably thought that they was slick with the little twist at the end, and I was like, get the hell out of here. I just, no, they could wrap that shit up. We killed Kerrigan, set his monk ass on fire, and called it a day at the end of it, episode 7.
Right, we have to repass, and let's keep this thing moving. Yeah. Courtney, what about you? You think 8 was enough, or could have been short?
I do think 8 was enough. I think they had plenty of time to close it out, because I thought they did really well with the first 7 episodes. And because up until episode 8, they had a full binge out from me. Up until that episode 8. And I felt like it meandered. That battle scene just kept going on and on and on and on and on. I'm like, if Inej and them crows don't get here with that daggone sword, come on, this is getting irritating. But where it completely lost me, and where it solidified to me that Kieran was a little bratty bitch, was when he was on the floor laying down crying, talking about, make sure you kill all of me. Make sure you destroy all of me. Bitch, you should be screaming and fighting to the bitter end. I don't want to hear you
talk all
talking
this shit
about...
for 7 episodes and be like, like, nah,
I'm like,
fam, you gotta stand on your principles, fam.
I'm so
You gotta
glad to
go
see
out
you.
like a man.
You gotta go out like a G. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? That part upset me.
1,000 years. I'm so tired. Kill
Right.
all of me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't.
you've
No,
been
I
talking
can't.
same
shit for
energy, pimping.
you've been talking shit for
But
2 seasons. You
for 2
can't go
seasons.
out like this at the end,
Right,
fam.
and you going out whining. But here's the thing, Jedi style, like Darth Vader style. But here's another thing that got me. And this is what solidified. They almost went down to a million meal for me because it pissed me off so bad. They changed the ending of the books, like drastically changed the endings. In the book, Mao's whole, like, the fact that he is half from the bloodline of the Mirzos, the, you know, his grandmother or great grandtie, whatever she was, you know, had been brought back to life by Bagra's dad. He had 2 lifelines. He had the lifeline that he was born into, and then he had the Mirzov line, which was like the magical line. And so when he died in the book, Tamar was able to heart rend him back to life because his second lifeline was true. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was alive. It's just that the first lifeline, which was all his magical gifts, that's what died. So he was not. That's why he couldn't be a tracker anymore. That's why he lost.
To do that,
but they didn't. They used Alina and they turned her into the new Darkling, and that's not what happened in the books. Her and Mao went off into the sunset, saved the orphanage, and became like, you know, Ma and Pa Kent saving little children around the fucking fold and shit. So I was like, what are you doing? What? I understand you're trying to, like, because Kieran does come back. I thought it was enough for them to, like, Kieran's hand still out there floating with his little dur-ass dude roaming the streets, like, you know what I'm saying? With that little hand in his back pocket. And then you also, like, you got Nikolai, who is infected. And then you just throwing this random ass storyline about some drug-induced Grisha taking pills that turn them into like whatever. What the hell? Like, it jumped the shark for me. The whole ending jumped the shark. And then Mao coming back like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave and go see the world like Kane from Kung Fu. What are you doing?
Does it jump the shark for you because you know the book ending, or
no? It jumped the shark because you come up with this random gypsy Grisha sickness, and these people like taking drugs in order to like become like people bombs. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was weird.
Nonsense.
That's why I thought it meandered. Like that last,
it was nonsense.
Those last 40 minutes.
We ain't heard nothing about that shit for 7 damn episodes.
Yeah.
Nothing.
In the last 10 minutes. So, like, you know what?
Where you get this random pill from?
Right.
All of a sudden she's the Darkling.
Right. Yeah. We should have had it about like the reuniting of Ravka, the troubles that they're facing, going
Somebody in one of them clubs should have had some drugs.
Yeah, we didn't need this little pill taken that was poisoning everybody.
After Alina got the first or second damn thing, once she get one of them pills, she could took down the fold shit 4 episodes ago. Like,
yeah, why do we need her to go around and finding all these like extra amplifiers? She didn't kill the sea witch or Whiffs or Ariel, whatever you want to call it. She didn't kill that. She didn't kill Ursula. Okay, she didn't kill Ursula, got Ursula's fins like sewed up in her arm. Then she had to kill a little boyfriend so he could be the Firebird. And people just rolling around with these little pills.
And right, and that's what I'm saying. If she can destroy the whole fold, right? You mean some pills gonna almost take her out? Is that what y'all really trying to tell me?
Right.
In a period of time that they didn't even take pills. There ain't no
And you got a
Tylenol.
Breaking Bad
You ain't going to the store getting no Tylenol. Ain't nobody taking pills.
And Walter White is out here like dealing to Grecia's.
Right.
Like, I can't.
He up there cooking up methamphetamine. Like, that's not
so in answer to your question, Randy, like part of it, I don't think that a lot of times with TV series, showrunners sometimes feel like they want to deviate from the books and create their own special ending, and that shit's not right. Just if it wasn't broke, why did you have to fix it? Because in the books there is more to the Darkling storyline, and you gave us all these, you dropped all these breadcrumbs. It was all there. Why did you have to like deviate into this madness? That's why.
And meth turn it into the wire Grisha. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yellow tops got these yellow tops.
Now Caslock Holmes has got his team together to go and find out who is dealing these drugs to the Grisha, these tainted Grisha pills.
Right.
I'm like, come on, man.
To the wire.
Meanwhile,
the police
Matthias ass still in jail. Matthias still in jail 8 episodes later, ain't in no different place. I can't.
Yeah, he got him 2 pet wolves in jail. Pekka Rollins gonna be behind all the drugs out there, even though we ain't heard nothing about that. Like,
right. And then the whole series,
the Grisha police.
The whole series, Matthias is like, nah, bitch, don't talk to me. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. Then she come back with a pardon. Oh, wait, Nina, I realized the error of my ways. And then somebody gonna step on the pardon and she's gonna leave. You are a heart render. I need you to rend some hearts.
They did grab her. I think she needs her hands, and they did grab her hands.
Listen, she got feet. She got feet. She got a head. She got something. She got one fist. Even if you get one fist and you can get the dude's heart on the right and the dude's heart on the left, you can get them arms going. I can't.
Yeah. I be in a heart rending people like I'm part of the Jabberwockies.
I liked her character too. I
liked her a lot. I liked her a lot.
All right. So do we want to?
I only liked her when she revealed the plan to Kaz and they came with another plan, because I thought she was gonna sell them niggas out.
Oh, I knew she wasn't gonna sell them out.
And when she did, and I was like, you know, okay, all right, I like that. Because in most shows, that's what they've done. They'd be like, you know, and then they whine and be like, I didn't have a choice.
I'm glad we didn't. Courtney, we want to see season 2?
Season 3.
Season 3.
Season 3. Want to see a season 3?
I mean, I want to see the Crows. I want the 6 of Crows spinoff. I want that.
You want a spinoff. Rakai, you want to see a season 3?
I'm with Courtney. I mean, you don't even have to.
I could do without
Alina or Nikolai or none of that.
Mal rolling the skies. You know what I mean? I don't
Crows. Really. You can put Pekka Rollins back in there. You know what I'm saying? For good measure, you can throw in Tamar and Toya, because they kind of roll with the Crows a little bit. But I'm with Crows.
So Courtney and Rakai both want they want spinoffs, and it is in works. I think we talked about it a little earlier, maybe behind the scenes. Netflix is dependent on, they're saying, what the viewership is for season 2 of Shadow and Bone, whether to proceed further with the spinoff of the Crows, because they have a duology. I think 2 books based on them, the 6 Crows.
Yeah.
So I hope we get them. But I want to see a season 3 too. I don't care. I know we got the pill poppers, the Walter Whites, and I still want to see.
So we can see Alina slowly descend into madness and become evil.
I just didn't like the fact that they turned her from the Sun Summoner to the Darkling. I thought that like turning her, like we just got rid of the Darkling. And we know he's not really gone. So now you like, I don't really.
Mal done left, so now she gonna get with Nikolai because he is one of the shadow monsters. Like,
no, they gonna put her ass in jail. She going on the run. Come on now.
Season 3. It's a book out there. All right.
This don't have anything to do with the book. I'm going to get the book just to get satisfied.
It's like it worked for Game of Thrones.
Give it 4 mil first time. How you re-rating it?
Who?
Courtney. How you re-rating
me?
Hmm?
I mean, I'm gonna say.
Okay, 4 mil.
Yeah.
What about you, Rakai? How you re-rating it?
You know, before I sent in my rating, I I kind of waffled. I was gonna give it a mini meal just because of episode 8. I was, but I was like, no, because really 7 strong episodes. Like I liked 7 episodes and 4 minutes and 37 seconds at episode 8. So yeah, I'm gonna stay at full.
All right. So
I was with you. I was with you. I had my little snack, M&M snack back ready.
that was, like I said, I thought episode 8 really meandered. And when Kirkin was going, I was like, what are we going to talk about for 40 more minutes? Like, what? I've never seen that before. Like, you usually get even an epilogue is only like 10, 15 minutes, right? They did a whole nother episode on something that was completely not related to it.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Jinya and David.
Terrorists.
Like Jinya and David, first of all, David doesn't die in the books. And then I don't think he's dead. I really think that little Duras dude rolling with the hand, I think he took David. I think he did. I don't think David is dead. If we do get season 3.
But I still had a lot of fun with this show. It was fast paced.
You're right.
I'm going to stay in my full binge out. I thought I had a lot of fun with in this world. Like I said, it motivated me to want to read the book. I don't know if I am now. I might get an audio. If I get me a free audio subscription, I might, get that out there for something for a few weeks. That might be the one that I do for my trial period because I had a lot of fun.
Randy.
The crows and that scene with in Shuhan with Nayar saved this for me.
So.
Okay, Randy, you said something just 13 seconds ago that said you had a lot of fun with this series. And thinking back, I did have a lot of fun with this series, and I did actually binge it. I got angry in those last 30 minutes, but I did do the research in the book because obviously I was still invested. I just was unsatisfied with how it ended. So
are you going up to a full binge out with me?
Yeah, I think I am because I binged it. I was mad, but I binged it. And I can't take away from how much I love the characters and I love the crows. The crows are the reason I'm giving this a binge out because I would binge them. So
that gives us a cumulative score of 4.6.
All right.
So we're going up to a full binge out. BingeWorthy for Shadow and Bone. All right. I like it.
Nice.
I did have fun up until those last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't know what the showrunner was thinking. Like, why
either
for another episode for after our villain was gone? Like, I don't get it. But that was his decision. Season 2 was a little messy. Okay, we got Dragon VR in the chat. She said season 2 was a little messy and too many directions. All right. That's okay. Fair. So, Courtney, you got anything to say before we head out?
Inej for the win.
Yeah, man. Inej was
Inej MVP.
Super dope.
It's kind of a toss-up though. Inej and Jesper. I don't know.
Yeah,
but Inej and Jesper tied co-MVPs.
I like it. Cool. Rakai, you got anything to say before we head out?
I'm all about Team Crow. They said at the end, they said, there's 4 of us, and Kaz had to run. No, there's 5 of us. Team Crow. I'm willing to see. I want to see what's up with them.
If there was ever a group of characters that deserve the spinoff, I think it's the Crows, right?
Yeah, hands down.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's what everybody's saying. So I hope Netflix makes a decision. I hope they make a decision that we do get both of them. We get a season 3 and we get
because all of their scenes, their side story with Pekka Rollins, with Inej trying to like free her contract, and Jesper and Wyland, and like and that journey to get to the Santa Nayar to get the sword. Their entire journey was interesting. The arc, the beginning, the middle, the ending, solid.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to the BingeWorthy podcast, the Geekish Network. We are a network for people of color. We've got amazing and fascinating people behind the camera and in front of the camera, and we are working diligently to provide excellent content for people who look like you. So please support us. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. We're on Twitch as well, so we can continue to keep providing this absolutely brilliant, marvelous content. Next week, we're doing the Bad Batch. All right, we're going Disney's The Bad Batch. So it ends next week. So Geek Beast will be back too. Geek Beast will be back next week. So you can watch Geek Beast, and then right after Geek Beast on Wednesday, we'll be at our regular time. We'll be back on Wednesdays at our regular time. So watch Geek Beast and then tune in for The Bad Batch. Until then, we'll talk to you guys next week. Talk to you later.
Geek out and good night.
Peace.